Hello, all of our coaches, new and old. Usually this is for the newer ones, which congratulations. This is going to be a fun year, especially if you're actually learning, which you are. You're a new coach. You're going to learn how to actually do FLL, First Lego League. I guess first we need to actually talk about what is First Lego League. So I'll just allow the ladies to take this one right ahead.
Greetings, First LEGO League teams. I'm Kim Werman, Senior Director of First LEGO League.
Hi, and I am Camilla Botke, Head of Global Brand Partnerships at Lego Education and responsible for First Lego League. Kim and I are here today to represent On Earth to You, part of the archaeology-inspired First Age season presented by Qualcomm.
During Unearthed, First LEGO League teams will uncover the past to discover the future. There's a lot to discover, but don't worry, you're not alone. We provide teams in every division with a team meeting guide for coaches and an engineering notebook for students. These guides provide step-by-step guidance for completing the challenge.
First Lego League challenge teams also receive a robot game rulebook. It's also available on the website in a digital format alongside other helpful resources.
In addition to the guidebooks, there are many other helpful resources on our website.
As a First Lego League participant, you are part of a global community with more than hundreds of thousands in more than 100 countries all around the globe.
My favorite thing about First LEGO League is the teamwork.
Probably being with my friends.
And we get to make it real. That's my favorite part, that we get to play with Legos and build it real.
First LEGO League is one of 3 engaging FIRST programs. Participants gain real-world problem-solving experiences through a guided global robotics program, helping today's students and teachers build a better future together.
First LEGO League introduces STEM to children ages 4 to 16 to inspire young people to experiment and grow their critical thinking, coding, and design skills through hands-on STEM learning and robotics.
First LEGO League is fun. Students can't wait for this part of the day. They're teaching inclusion, teamwork, how to be creative and think outside the box.
Children can join at any division based on their age or grade level. First LEGO League Discover is a playful introductory STEM program that ignites students' natural curiosity and builds their habits of learning with hands-on activities in the classroom and at home using Lego Duplo bricks.
I built a supermarket.
I built a fire station, and I even put a kitchen so the firefighters don't get hungry.
We built all kinds of stuff that we could help our community.
In First LEGO League Explore, students focus on the fundamentals of engineering.
Students explore a real-world scientific concept, build a model, and code it to make it move using LEGO education technology.
They are able to do a lot of learning through play. All of a sudden, the students will have those aha moments.
So I was like, oh, I know how they build the robots now. When it works, I'm very happy because we worked really hard.
Goes into the plants and it soaks down into the ground and it goes through these.
We get to share ideas and build off of other people's ideas.
It's just like really cool and like so cute to see them being all excited and happy. I feel like when you're young and you find that, it like follows you along as you grow, and so that keeps you motivated to do things.
Friendly competition is at the heart of First LEGO League Challenge. As teams of students ages 9 to 16 engage in research, problem solving, coding, and engineering.
Our students are creating something new every single year, and they're learning about all of these things that you would never see in a traditional classroom or curriculum.
First LEGO League Challenge has 3 components: the core values, the robot game, and the innovation project, where you're able to solve a real-world problem.
First LEGO League is about more than robots. It's about solving problems that are bigger than they've ever imagined, thinking outside the box, and being excited to be part of a team.
I am
I'm first.
Yo soy first.
First is my family.
First is the best thing you could be.
First is discovery, innovation, impact,
Inclusion.
teamwork, fun.
And we can't wait to hear from you. Please share your journey on social media using hashtag #OnEarth. And remember to tag First Lego League so we can share all your journeys and your discoveries with the whole community.
Hello, First Lego League community. I'm Chris Moore, CEO of First. Welcome to a brand new season of STEM exploration, creativity, and problem solving with this year's exciting challenge, Unearthed. You and more than 600,000 First Lego League participants around the world will use science, technology, engineering, math, and teamwork to dig deep and help uncover the future. Maybe you're curious about a career in archaeology, dreaming up the next big innovation, or learning to code with confidence. Whatever your passion, you're in the right place, and we're so glad you're here. We can't wait to see what you unearth during the First Age season. Good luck to all First Lego League teams.
Makes the dream work when we do it together. Teamwork makes the dream work, 'cause together we're better.
And as we say in First Lego League, teamwork makes the dream work.
Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and shine together. Now let's dig in.
First Lego League.
Okay, and we're back. I'm back, and now let's see. Let's talk about what we need to talk about, which is when you got your box, you have a long box, and within the long box, you have all of these Lego pieces. And with that, you also get to have these books, which they were shipped sold separately. Well, shipped separately, so okay, sure. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Anyway, we got the team meeting guide, which we're going to look into very, very soon. So you have the team meeting guide. You also will have the robot game rule book, which it looks like we have two of these, which is awesome. See, two, right? And we have the engineering notebook, which I don't know exactly what to do because apparently if you are cool, you get 6. But as for normal, we get to have just 2. So we have 10 students and you have 2 engineering notebooks. Only thing I could tell you is that maybe either A, if you have veterans who can be captain and co-captain, they get to have the books. Or you can easily just say, okay, we're just going to print it from the website, which I will show you that in a moment. All right, so one thing that you need to know besides looking in is that there is something called the door locks. And the door locks are very, very important. So when it comes to opening the box, take those door locks, put them somewhere safe that you know where they are located. Know where you actually put the door locks because if you don't know, then you have no choice but to tape them down, maybe even glue them, which is not recommended. That's why they have the door locks. So make sure you have the door locks so you're able to actually put these missions down properly and securely so they won't actually fly off or etc. I don't think we need to really talk about the table because you already have a table. And if you don't, well, you know who to call for that. All right, so then looks like we have to get to the team meeting guide. So I will show you how to actually get to everything you need. All right, so first things first is you need to go to firstlegoleague.org. You can also go firstinspires.org. They also have it there, but for me, I just like to go to First Lego League just because. So as soon as we click on season, which is right here, and you have to make sure you press accept, we go all the way down and eventually we get to challenge, which that's what we should be on. We have guidebooks and challenges, which this is where we want that. So we can download the team meeting guide. You can view the engineering notebook And you also have the robot game rulebook as well, digitally. So I'm gonna just do that right quick. And here is the team meeting guide. I will also click into the engineering notebook. I don't think they have that in. Do they have that one? Hold on, let me see. I think they got rid of the interactive one. So, or that is coming soon. I don't know. I think they might have just said, I give up. Not sure. But anyways, with the team meeting guide, let's have a look. So this is the first page. Let me just, there we go. It's best to just do that in 67. Can I do 60? Maybe 63. There we go. 63 is good. Okay, so here we go with the team meeting guide. Then we have the second page, third page, which we already talked about, or at least the ladies talked about it, which is this is First Lego League. Friendly competition is at the heart of First Lego League Challenge. And team of 6 children engaging in research, problem solving, coding, and engineering. And of course, you can read this yourself, but most likely the ladies already talked about it. So your role in all this is to guide and support your team while allowing them to take ownership of their work. Basically, it's a good idea to allow them to pick and choose what they want to do, like project and have strategy when it comes to the missions on board. So, and of course, you already know the core values. Of course, you're new. If you're new, then the core values is teamwork, inclusion, impact, fun, discovery, and innovation. Of course, you have the little small sentences actually for them. So make sure you live it, love it, and lead by it, and you'll be able to get at least some points. Maybe you'll be exceeding, maybe you'll be developing. Oh, of course, I think you start at the middle, I believe. So that's the good news. And of course, for First Lego League, you know there's 4 things that you need to focus on. Core values is actually roped into robot design and innovation, along with robot games. So basically, core values is linked everywhere. Innovation project is a project that you have to create that is centered around this, which is archaeology, excavation. Let's see what you guys can come up with. Robot design is just basically we want to make a robot, and a robot is able to do things, but also you have to actually make it inspiring. At least you could actually make it innovative, and it looks pretty cool. That's what they really want you is just make it look pretty cool. And of course, the robot game itself is 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's just trying to do as many missions as you can. What do you guys need? What do you need is you have Spike Prime Kit. Of course, some might have EV3 still. If so, I apologize. But you do have the Spike Prime Kit, and you need to have the laptop. Of course, you already have the tabletop, the challenge kit, and you do have the table as well. And of course, managing the team. Here's some good tips that you can use, which I'm pretty sure you can read it or even pause it right now, or you have it in your hands. So I don't really think I should just continue on and read it for you. So this is one thing you might want to check out, which is the pre-season checkpoint. So there's lots of stuff that you need to actually maybe get done. It's like this is not really something that you have to go by the book on. I've tried for years to try to go by the book, and it always crumbled every single time I do it. Like every single time I do it, it's always a crumble. It's either the fact of a maybe one coach that I'm with decides not to go with my plan, which I know we should be a team together, but however, if I'm actually able to understand once and for all, to make sure I know if it's a good idea to go with this, or I can stop making 12 videos and maybe make 8. You know? Sorry for talking about this, but I'm just saying the fact of I don't know exactly following all 12 of these sessions is worth it or not worth it. But if you are on the run, which I hate that, but it happens, but I still hate it where you had August, you had September, but you are now starting October. then the best bet is doing sessions one, two, three, four, five, six, and run for it. Run. Make sure you get the innovation project ready. Make sure you get the robot ready. Make sure you get some missions done. Sadly, I hate the fact of it's a scramble every single time when it comes to October, and you're starting late. I really hope you don't start late and you're watching this and you're getting started in August. We're getting started in September. Either way, it's better than actually starting way late and now it's a scramble. And I'm just basically saying watch half of it. If you need to, maybe peek on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But mainly, you might want to just look at the first six and you're good. So yeah, as you can see, there's lots of stuff to think about, and here is everything at a glance. So here's all 12 sessions that I was talking about. Okay, well, yeah, you see, basically, I think that the first six is very, very fundamental, while 7 through 12 is just you going through it, getting your project ready, getting your robot ready, getting your missions for your robot, and also learning core values and making sure that your core values are tightly knitted together. And of course, this is what the engineering notebook looks like, which, unlike previously, they used to have 2 pages. Now it's just 1 page. So there we go. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, see, it's just like that. And then, of course, you have the first checkpoint right here because you already did the first 4 sessions. So here's things that you need to check about. And then here's some tips for session 5 through 8. This is cool that they have this right here, the wireframe, that you actually can see the table for yourself in a display. I think that's basically all that really needs to be looked at. It looks like they give you more pages later on. Of course, don't forget that you do have the rubric, which the rubric is usually either found in First Lego League or it is found in firstinspires.org, which I right now, since it's early, I can't really tell you for sure that they updated it, which I'm pretty sure they did, and we'll look at that in a minute. So yeah, prepare for mission, final checkpoint. See, so that's the whole entire team meeting guide. As for the engineering notebook, which was 63 was a sweet spot. They have the same thing as you, but a little bit different. It's welcome, and here's the core values, and everything is all together. Make sure you remember the engineering design process. This might actually help you get extra points when you're talking to the judges. So try to incorporate that into your sessions, and you'll be good. And don't forget about gracious professionalism and also cooperation. So here we go with the robot design and a robot game. Innovation project. This explains it even more for the children. I want to check it out for yourself. And here's projects. Stop. Here's Project Sparks. Which Project Sparks, this is basically just like what happened last year. And if you weren't here last year, it's just simple. It's just basically something to help inspire the children to get into the innovation project and what topic they want to choose. So it's good to look into that. And of course, here's the challenge story. And of course, team progress, which yeah, that might you might want to use it, you might not want to use it. Either way. And of course, don't forget about the team rules. Can you use it? Yes. Should you use it? Most likely, maybe this will just help with the judges and everything, and they just have rules and stuff, and they know instead of, well, if the same person keeps on talking, it's because it's the topic that they know. But however, it's like make sure that all students have something to say besides only three, and the other seven are just silent. It's not a good idea. So here's session one, session two, three, four. I just seen for myself. Okay, so I think session five it now starts being 2 pages. Okay, cool. So that's what they did. And of course, if you just skip through, there we go, prepare for your event. Here we go, rubric and score sheets, which of course you can find that on First Lego League or First Inspires, which here you go. See, judging and scoring materials, you can just scan this QR code. There you go. And of course, pseudocode, that's going to be definitely talked about in session 6 or 5 or 7. Either way, this is going to be talked about. And of innovation project planning and robot design notes. So as you can see, and then of course here's some careers, and it's a good idea to get an expert if you can. That was everything from the engineering notebook. Cool. Let me just check to make sure. So judging, here we go, judging. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that sounds good. There we go. All right, perfect. So yes, they might have it updated, which is good. I'm glad they did. I'm glad. So there we go. Let me just go back. All right, let's see what else we need to do. Okay, so I didn't, section phase. Already showed you that, and oh yes, like I said, unlike last year, there's no clear direction of how to actually do the building because previously they actually had like good little spots of where to do it, and I could actually got to it. I tried looking through it, and it was indecisive. That and also it's they don't do it like by sequence. And I'm going to talk about it instead of missions, books, because that's what they call it. They books, not bags or anything. I'm just going to call them by books. So here is what you need to know. And then I can show you where to find it, of course. So the first book that I built, it was 16 minutes and 47 seconds. Or just hopefully you'll see it right now. So here's the whole entire lineup of everything I've done and how long it took. In the end, it took 3 hours, 16 minutes, and 41 seconds. The good news is that you're not one person, you're at least 10 students. So that should actually make it whittled down to at least 2 hours. I had that once, so that's the good news is that at least last year it wasn't too horribly bad. I was able to at least get them to 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So the good news is that if they know what they're doing and you don't have to backtrack on how to build things, you most likely will be able to have less time being made for build. Now, if you notice, I actually highlighted and showed how much time it took, of course. But the ones that are very big, that's like, oh, you might want to keep those to the end, is book 6 and book 10. Book 6. My gosh, that was woo! So book 6, 43 minutes. You're gonna have a team of 2 to do it. Many of them actually, you could actually just have 2 people, 2 students working together. You could if you want. But for number 6, you might actually need to have 2 students working together. One person to spot and make sure that it's all good, and versus you can actually not assemble it correctly, and that happened to me at least like 3 times. Yes. Woohoo. And then, of course, book 10, which was 25 minutes and 43 seconds. At least the good news is that it doesn't take as much as book 6. But still, everything else, as you can see, it takes 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 16 minutes, 7 minutes, 17 minutes, 12 minutes. You see, it doesn't take too long, which is good. There's only 2 of them that's big enough to actually say, oh no. As for book 13 or the other bag, that bag is for you, and that bag is for the students. Please use those keychains. Give them the tiles. Please do it. It's kind of sad that they did all this, and in the end, what do they get? Experience, of course. But it's also cool to get a trinket, especially they build all of the missions, and you're not gonna give them something to say good job. that's kind of sad. That's not cool. So please make sure you give them the tile pieces and allow them to build the keychains. And if you want, you can let them keep most of the keychains. But I think as a coach and you have a unit director and everything, you might want to have a keychain for yourself, keychain for the unit director, and keychain for two others that actually are helping you through this. Through this. Okay, so the question remains, which let me just get back to the other one. Where to find the instructions? That's the other question because you're new. If not, then you know what to do. So here's the instructions, and we click on view, and you can see, like I said, here is your, well, they call them models, but I click on them and it says books. See, I click on it and it says book one. So this was actually mission 12, if I'm correct, 10 or 12. So yeah, and you just keep going down and just notice the fact of where it's like they have bag one and then they pause and say, hey, you got to dump bag two. So I would love to say that all of them deserve to just have two, but you don't need to have two students for it. Let me just click on number 6. So as you see, 6 has 8, 9, and 10. And let's see, can you actually just tell them, hey, you can just take the other bag and go over there on the other side? No. I think you can do this one. It's like this one right here, where you could easily just take this to the side and say, hey, you build this. Start at 57. And I think, yep. So at 66, he stops. And then they continue on with the next one, which is 69. And so it's like just the small pieces while the other one's getting built. And then after that, you have to pause for a moment. So it's kind of like you have to pick and choose how you're doing this. So, yep, there's the time of the builds again. Just one more time. uh, okay, one extra question most likely you have is how exactly are you going to program the robot? What are you using to program the robot? Good, good question. So what we need to do now is go to, there's two ways of doing this. For me, I have to do this because issues. So we're going to go into Spike Prime student. I'm just going to do that. And there we go. And then here we go. So here's the first one, which the first one's always good. So I click on the first one, just what's necessary. So here's the new one, which I think I'm gonna have to update mine too. So yep, I gotta update that one soon. So you can download it, or because you have some issues, you can just go to launch web app. And when you launch web app, just make sure you save it every single time because you don't get to save it, normally. And of course, you'll get to see this in another one. So I think you should actually just have a look. If not, I have some videos you can check out which are segmented so you can see. Let me just have a look and just show you how to do this. So you can change the name of it. Okay. Word blocks, make sure. You see these 3 dots, click on the 3 dots, and then you're able to download it. So as soon as you download it, this is how you save it. So now you can keep it saved. And I guess maybe for a good measure, just in case, you might just want to actually say like what date did you do it on. So maybe, yeah, I'm able to save it. So there we go. I think that's everything in a nutshell. Oh, besides one more thing, we need to actually talk about what is the missions of this year. So I'm going to let it play right now.
This is the Unearthed competition field. There are 15 missions, which can be done in any order. You do not have to complete all the missions. Just try as many as you can in each 2.5-minute match. Only the score from your best match will be counted. Your robot must start completely inside one of the launch areas, and you should program it to return to either home area. You can handle and modify your robot between runs while it is completely inside either home area. Make sure to read the Robot Game Rulebook to understand how points are scored for each mission and to understand the rules that apply before, during, and after a match. Teams should demonstrate core values at the robot game and will receive a gracious professionalism score at each official match. Teams will start every match with an accomplished score, but developing and exceed scores are also possible depending on the core values a team demonstrates. Equipment inspection. Before the match begins, you will need to pass the pre-match inspection and set all your equipment in place. Your robot and all your equipment must fit in both launch areas and under a height limit of 12 inches. If all your equipment can fit in just one launch area and under this height limit, your team will score points. Mission 1. Surface brushing. You'll need special tools to clean and uncover buried artifacts without damaging them. Brush away sediment to uncover a piece of this civilization's past. If soil deposits are completely cleared, touching the mat. If the archaeologist's brush is not touching the dig site. Mission 2. Map reveal. Archaeologists work to unearth important clues about how a civilization lived. Shift and remove topsoil to reveal sections of a hidden map. If topsoil sections are completely cleared, Mission 3. Mineshaft Explorer. Ayana the archaeologist is on a mission to discover every secret of the dig site and share what she finds with her team. If your team's minecart is on the opposing team's field, bonus. And if the opposing team's minecart is on your team's field. Mission 4. Careful recovery. When parts of a site are too dangerous for humans, technology can be used to safely recover artifacts. If the precious artifact is not touching the mine, if both mine support structures are standing. Mission 5. Who lived here? Rebuild the structure to restore a vital part of the village where people once lived. If the structure floor is completely upright, Mission 6. Forge. Ayana's team believes this forge was used to smelt ore and craft tools. Release the ore blocks and search carefully. One block holds a mysterious artifact waiting to be discovered. If ore blocks are not touching the forge, Mission 7. Heavy lifting. This millstone enabled people to process grain and gives insight into their daily lives. Due to its size, moving this artifact could prove to be a challenge. If the millstone is not touching its base. Mission 8. Silo. Empty the silo of the preserved food so it can be analyzed at the lab. If preserved pieces are outside the silo, Mission 9. What's on sale? Restore the market stall and reveal items that were once traded between the village and its visitors. If the roof is completely raised. If the market wares are raised. Mission 10. Tip the scales. This ancient tool ensured that each item received a fair and balanced price. If the scale is tipped and touching the mat, if the scale pan is completely removed. Mission 11. Angler artifacts. Your team has discovered some interesting artifacts at the port. Use the crane to excavate the site. If artifacts are raised above the dig site, bonus. and if the crane flag is at least partly lowered. Mission 12, Salvage Operation. An ancient ship discovered at the beach is at risk of further decay. Excavate the vessel without damaging its delicate structure. If the sand is completely cleared, if the ship is completely raised. Mission 13, Statue Rebuild. Reconstruct the statue to help piece together its historic significance. If the statue is completely raised. Mission 14, Forum. Deliver artifacts to the forum. Consider what the artifacts tell you and what mysteries remain. If an artifact is touching the mat and is at least partly in the forum. Mission 15, Site Marking. There's so much yet to be discovered at this dig site. Place flags to mark locations for further study. If sites have a flag at least partly inside and touching the mat, precision tokens. If you interrupt your robot outside home, you will lose a precision token. Precision tokens left on the field will result in extra points. The less you interrupt your robot outside home, the more points you will keep. Remember to read the Robot Game Rulebook and to check for challenge updates during the season. Good luck with the unearthed robot game.
All right, so there you go. That is the missions of this year, and you have been debriefed on exactly what you should be doing. Yes, and that's for the veteran coaches. Good luck. You know what you're doing. You're just seeing this and just getting a debrief of what this year's mission is all about. So I will see you guys soon, and good luck out there. That's about it, I can actually say. So, yes, session one is coming soon, and this is just between us. I think you don't really need to show this, and I'll make sure I put all the other stuff on session one so you don't have to refer to this video and also refer to session one. Let's have a good year.